Good morning, everyone, and how are you today? It is another day to listen to crazy Ted Cruz talking about the Obamacare website is just being run these days by the Nigerians who used to send you those letters. Oh, he gets a laugh. But you want to know something? Finally, Americans have awoken. 75% of Americans say we need to just get rid of Congress. Yes. And they do want to get rid of Ted Cruz too. Only the people in Texas seem to think that Mr. Ted Cruz is indeed a hero after he costed the country, the United States of America, $24 billion and counting. He almost caused a crash of the global economy. He costed jobs. He costed anxiety among Americans. And we applaud him? Are we about losing our minds? Or what are we about? So I am thanking God. You know, I asked you what you're thankful for each day. I am thanking God that the Americans are now awoken and would like to get rid of all those guys in Congress, whether they are in a gerrymandered district or not. So what do you know? There is indeed consequences for our behavior. Senator Ted Cruz. Good morning once again. Thank you for joining me. This is the Diana Wright Show live online. And yes, would you like to get relationship therapy online? Remember Amazon.com that started selling just books, Mr. Bezos and his books? But now you can find just about everything online, including the Diana Wright Show. So what's going to happen to the Americans and just about the world, really, because online is becoming so popular, it's almost a little scary. Are you still going to be allowed to go in the store and touch and feel your things before you buy them? Or what? But anyway, online is the place to be these days. Every single retailer is online because they just cannot afford to miss that part of the market. Unemployment is 7.2%. It's going down, but what does that also tell us? Good news? Bad news? Well, some people probably have just given up looking for a job. That's not a good thing. The holiday season is not looking good either because of the Republicans. And I will continue to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, in the United States, especially because if you're in around the world, you can still vote because you can send your absentee ballots in. So I'm speaking to everyone then. Come 2014, if you put back those Republicans who managed to kill the U.S. economy, because they did. They killed the little growth that we were having. And the Republicans who decided that they were so powerful, they could shut the government down and yes, push us over the debt limit and say, oh, it's not a big deal. We'll survive. America always survives. But it's not about America. It's about a global economy that affects people, real people, So it leads me to ask you the question, when is the 99% of us? Who are the ones that are hurt when people like Ted Cruz, the Tea Party, and the Republicans decide that they don't like the policy? And they're not even going to win the presidency or the Senate to do this. They're going to just do it because they can. Let us not forget the names of the 18 senators topped by Ted Cruz that voted against opening back the government, and they were all willing to push us over the debt limit and destroy the global economy. And don't forget the 144 members of Congress, including and topped by Paul Ryan, who voted against reopening the government that they closed, and willing to put us over the debt limit and destroy the global economy. Let us not forget this. Let us keep reminding people about these guys and these women, because there are women indeed in the bunch. Every day, 144 in Congress, Paul Ryan tops the bill. 18 in the Senate, Ted Cruz tops the bill. And quickly, you can remember Marco Rubio, Mike Lee, they top the bill in the Senate. They were willing to throw us in the river, and they just got away with it? So he goes home and he's a hero? Are we just about losing our minds or what? And yeah, Wayne LaPierre, where are you today? Another shooting, school shooting in Nevada in a middle school. That brother could not be more than about 13 years old or 14. Where the hell does he get a gun? To shoot a teacher, hurt 2 people, and kill 2 other people? And no, we don't want to deal with gun control in America, because the Constitution we hold up all the time. But are the Republicans headed by Ted Cruz? Because I think Ted Cruz is running the Republican Party. He's not just running the Tea Partiers, he's running the whole bloody party. Are they really realizing what they're doing to 99% of Americans? Well, yeah, even the 1% are complaining now, because you see that the Koch brothers, who did not want to take any blame for the government shutdown, they wrote letters to people in the Senate to say, no, we had nothing to do with this. Oh yeah, they did. The Koch brothers are trying to clear their name, while we understand people where they have their coal plants are still dying from contaminated water. Not my words, it's online. So the Koch brothers are trying to get themselves out of the Ted Cruz dilemma, because the true numbers are not out yet. The 24 billion you're hearing about is just what they came up with quickly. What will happen to these guys? Ted Cruz is new to the Senate, so he has a long time to go. But when he's up for re-election, and that time will come, are you guys in Texas truly going to send it back to the Senate? Is he truly thinking that he wants to run for president? Because that's what we're told. And is he truly believing that there are enough people in his Tea Party that will make him president? What on earth is he smoking? Maybe some marijuana or something, because he must be smoking something, or taking some crazy pill that makes him live under the illusion that yes, I can be president of the United States despite the fact that I shut the government down and wanted to kill the global economy. Yes, people will still vote for me because Dick Cheney says the Tea Party is bringing the issues to the forefront. What issues are those, Mr. Cheney? The ones about the Iraq war that was a lie and was not financed and put us into the deficit that we're now in, but nobody is talking about it? And yes, they had something to do with Medicare too. That drove up the deficit also. But Obama is blamed for everything. The Heritage Foundation was for the mandate in the Affordable Care Act couple of years ago, but now that it's in the Affordable Care Act called Obamacare, they hate it. So why do we continue to allow these guys to lie to us and some women? And we are going to sit down and go back and vote for them? Hell no! You're not going to. This little show, The Voice in the Wilderness, you might think today, I will continue to name the names of those senators. And I will continue to remind you of the big number in Congress, 144. I would not want to waste my paper to put their names on. 144. Topped by Paul Ryan. 18 senators willing to destroy this country that they claim they love. They don't love America. They love the power that they get, the media coverage that they get, the phone calls that they get, the standing ovation that they get, the hand clapping that they get. That's what they love, people. They don't love America. Because if Ted Cruz loves America, Mike Lee, Marco Rubio, who is now being a bloody hypocrite, because yesterday he was for immigration, and when I say yesterday, I mean like 3 months or 2 months ago, but today he wants to slow it down. Mr. Liar, who came here just like all immigrants, including myself. But no, in his book he chose to write a big lie. Oh, his parents came here because they were escaping the revolution by Castro. Lie. And only Chris Matthews was willing to call him out on it. And called him out and called him out until we all knew about the story. So what do you do to these guys who are willing to destroy America? Because come January, Ted Cruz is pledging to continue his fight to defund and repeal Obamacare. Because in his mind, it's Obamacare. It's not the Affordable Care Act. And yes, we have no sympathy and no hypocrisy about the fact that the Affordable Care Act rollout was miserable. But it's not just about the website, as the president said. It's about getting insurance. And the president did something a little crazier. He gave out the number. And I'm going to give you the number. Yeah, he gave the number out and people called the number and they were getting busy signals. What does that tell you, fools? It tells you that lots and lots and lots of people are interested. So why is that supposed to be mockery? If no one was calling the number, and every time you called you could get through right away, they'd be saying, oh, nobody's calling. How do you please these Republican guys, the Tea Partiers? Is there anything you can do under the Obama administration that pleases them? And God, let me tell you, I am so sick and tired of hearing the name Ted Cruz. I need to hear the Congress and the Senate do something about jobs. People have no jobs. The infrastructure, are we waiting until the bridges fall down like they started to do already? What about the Farm Bill? What about immigration even? That will solve a lot of our problems because all those people will come out of the shadows. What is it, 11 million people? Out of the shadows and into the light they will come. Or do we only want to have those people as our gardeners and our maids and pay them what we please? You know, remember Mitt Romney running for president? Oh, I told them I can't have those people working for me because I'm going to run for president. And if they're illegal. Or are we going to do and think what Mr. Romney told us to do? Self-deportation. Maybe, maybe not. Lots of people took him up on it and went back home to Mexico and various countries. Self-deportation. Well, lots of people are wondering why I'm here, because I could be in my country, Jamaica, doing much, much better than I'm doing here. I would certainly be back on television and radio and doing my thing and selling my t-shirts like hot bread and my book too. But why are you here? Why are we here? Because we love this country. I do. I love Jamaica, but I love America too. So what will happen to these men and women who were willing to crash the global economy and keep our government shut down up until this day? Because Ted Cruz wanted another week. And I'm sure all his followers did too. So what do? What's the consequence? Well, we woke up this morning and we heard that 75% of the American people would like to get rid of Congress. And if the vote was today, they would vote for a Democrat. Whether the district is gerrymandered or not, whether they purge the voters list or not, whether they try to block the vote or not, they would lose. And I promise you they will lose in 2014. That's my prediction. Because remember the power of the media, especially television, powerful video of all the crazy things that Ted Cruz has said, including what he said today about, trying to call in to Obamacare is trying, just like the guys from Nigeria. They're the ones running the show now. Ouch. Do we just, I can't imagine people just getting up and hating. I really can, because even the people who have hurt me, I am trying deeply and searching within my soul and my spirit to love them again. I've forgiven them, but to love them again, because you can forgive and you still don't love. Sometimes you need to love some people at a distance, because then you feel safer when you love them at a distance, or you take care of them at a distance, but you don't want them in your immediate space. Yeah? You need to keep them at arm's length. So as I welcome you again from around the world and in the United States, and thank you for watching this show, I ask about the consequences of what the Tea Party Republicans and the Republicans led by Senator Ted Cruz and Mike Lee, what are you planning to do to get rid of them? What are you planning to do? You must do something. We must wake up. In Nevada, when are we going to stand up for gun control in this country? All we are wanting, first of all, is something simple. Universal background check. What's wrong with that? The NRA, headed by Mr. LaPierre, wanted it years ago, but now Obama wants it. So it's not a good thing anymore because the black man is in the White House. And whatever he says, even though it's good for the country that we claim we love, we're not going to support it because the black guy is coming up with it. And if you, white America, can't see that, then you need to take your blinders off and see what's going on in this country. It's all about the black man occupying the White House that was built by blacks, if you can recall, in history. But the thought was it will only be occupied by white people. Who died and left white people in charge of the world? And it's not just America, there's racism everywhere. There's classism even in the countries that are predominantly black, like Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean islands. The money is controlled by the brown-skinned people. Yeah, some black ones are there too. But just look at it and see how it works. So class, race, racism, period. And then we quote the Bible. Oh, and by the way, I noticed that Joe Scarborough from the Morning Joe, he's getting his divorce of number 2, second divorce. I thought conservatives were supposed to be people who are married for 40 and 50 years until you die. They're supposed to take those vows real seriously. Wow. I was shocked about that. Seriously, I really was shocked when I read that. We'll take a break and we'll come back in just a slither of a moment right here on the Diana Wright Show live. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello everyone, this is a season of giving, and I'm asking you to consider one of your gifts to be Deadly Negligence, written by yours truly, Diana Wright. A story that will give you hope, make you mad, shock you sometimes, but is bound to increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. So please, give Deadly Negligence as a gift. As the gifting season begins to heat up, I am depending on you to do this for me. Thank you so much, and be the proud person to give a gift of the book Deadly Negligence. It's available on Amazon.com and on my website, DianaWrightTV.webs.com. Thank you so much for my viewers around the world and in the United States. Be blessed. Alrighty, yes, we're back, and we are thanking you so much for joining us. We ask you to like us on Facebook, so we are showing you that, and we ask you to follow me on Twitter. And thanks to all of you who are liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter. We just wanted to spread the word about the Diana Wright Show, because just like Amazon, you never know what's going to happen. You never know where we're going to go. So you don't want to get on the train when it's late. You want to get on the train at the beginning. Yes, we want you to come on the train with us. The crusade of the I Love Me, because come April 30th, 2014, we would love for each and every one of you to be wearing one of my t-shirts, because I've decided now I'm going to wear my t-shirt as often as possible to remind you to love yourself. I love me. 3 little words. Yes, 3 little words. How powerful they are. As simple as they sound, they will make you feel better. And then you just simply want to say, I can, I always can. Believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in you, no one else will. And don't forget that if you missed the live show, we want you to go to the website, dianawrightTV.webs.com, and watch the show for that day and all the ones that you've missed. Just the way you watch those reruns on television, it's the same process. So we see that Apple has an event today, and I'm not going to buy any more Apple products because I am just tired of them. You buy a product this month and then 2 months later it's not so great anymore. Because today they unveiled their new iPad 5 and a mini. I'm not so sure about it. You know, I can't take the changing times. It's just like buying a Honda Accord and you don't know, when you look on the street, you see so many different types of Honda Accord. Which one is really good anymore? Yeah. Lots of, you know, products like that. I like to be able to buy a product and I know for at least a couple of years that product is going to be the same product. And if they're going to make it better, like some of these cars that you buy now, you have to take them in every so often to update the computer. That's what people should be doing. You put down a lot of money for these things, whether it's an iPad or a car or a Jeep or whatever. And then boom, they go and they change the style in a year. And you feel like, oh my God, this thing is so old. It's not old. It's just out of style because they've decided that they would like to just, you know, dump the old style. So, you know, I'm happy for Apple because they have lots of money in the kitty. They are the company that has the most cash in the history of everywhere. Right? But why do they keep doing this? So if you had an iPad that you just bought 3 months ago or 2 months ago, they have a new one. Again today. Ah! Screaming! Okay. I want to tell you something that I don't think is that great right now. The 5 most dangerous cities in the United States of America. South Carolina? How does South Carolina make that list? New Mexico? I've been to New Mexico. It looks like a very calm, sweet place. Alaska. Now, all the way in Alaska with all that cold that Sarah Palin was governor of and ran away from and went to Arizona, they made the list. I'm not even believing this list, seriously. Nevada? Well, all the gambling there, that might be a possibility. And Tennessee? Ouch! I was hoping to go to Tennessee in December, but now I'm kind of going, not so sure. The most dangerous cities or states, I shall say, in the U.S. How does Alaska make that? Aren't they cold enough up there to go to bed and not be in no crime spree? I see they have a show. Yeah, I noticed a show. Alaskan girls come to Miami to find boys or find men. Find dates, no doubt. Because everybody in Alaska is either my friend or my family member or my cousin or woo, whatever. So, Alaska. That one puzzles me real deeply. So billionaires are now against Social Security. And you have a few billionaires that are trying to con young college students into believing that the seniors of this country are the ones that are ruining the economy, and they, the college students, are going to be paying back the debt. Lie. When you work in this United States, you contribute to Social Security and Medicare. It's not a handout. It's not a giveaway. Despite what the Tea Partiers and the Republicans are telling you. You notice I say the Tea Partiers and the Republicans because there are two Republican parties now. The Tea Party and the Republicans. And some of them in the Republican side, like Speaker Boehner, they want to go to the Tea Party side, but they're kind of embarrassed to do so. Because to me, if you're part of the 144 members of Congress who voted against opening or reopening the government and keeping us from going over the debt ceiling and crashing the global economy, you're not a true American, and you're all Tea Party members who are crazy. So, the billionaires that are against Social Security, Peter G. Patterson Foundation, he has spent $1 billion of his own money. Could he just give me some? To create and tell lies to get students to take up his cause. And what's his cause? To blame seniors for the sorry state of the U.S. economy that they will inherit. Campus crusades is what they're being called. No! Join my I Love Me crusade. Forget about that campus crusade that's lying to you. Because my crusade is simple. I Love Me crusade, it's simple. Why is it simple? Because it only depends on you. And when you want something done properly, you can only depend on you. So, which crusade are you going to have? The I Love Me crusade, courtesy of the Diana Wright Show? Or the campus crusade, led by billionaires who are trying to lie to you? Why are they blaming seniors anyway? Next is another billionaire called Stanley Druckenmiller. He nets about what? $2.9 billion, and he's going to talk about, he doesn't need Social Security. He doesn't need Medicare. Because like Dick Cheney, he can just go out and get a new heart. Oh yeah. And my friend Paul cannot get a kidney. How does that work like that? Why is the world so unlevel? So the rich will always be richer and the poor will just stay poor and get poorer. And yes, they actually are getting poorer, because on PBS tonight, there's a series about African Americans, The Journey. And you'll see that in the same places they had shacks as schools for blacks, they had 2-story, well-painted buildings for whites to go to school. So take that journey on PBS this evening. I think it starts at 8:30. Remember the guy from the Beer Summit? It's his production, yeah. So seriously, I'm going to be watching that this evening and see if I want to take the journey. Because sometimes, you know, when you watch those things, it just makes you more depressed. And if you had any hate in your heart for anyone else but yourself, you just start hating a little more. So I tend not to watch those things. But I'll be watching this evening at 8:30 on PBS, because I want to see where it goes. Because I am so mindful of the African American struggle, and that's the reason when I hear people talk about African Americans and how they're lazy and how they're this, have you had their experience? Have you felt some of their pain? Have you felt their alienation? If you haven't, you should not be able to speak or criticize them. Because it's not everybody that can beat themselves up like I did and say, I must do this. Not everyone has the same level of confidence. So that's the reason why I think that this I Love Me crusade, courtesy of the Diana Wright Show, is so good for this country. Each and every one of us could use an I Love Me mantra. Because a lot of us truly don't love ourselves. We're looking for others to validate us. And you need to stop doing that. You need to stop hunting like Ted Cruz for the applause. even when you know you're being destructive to your own country that you claim you love. So let us follow the journey of love as opposed to the journey of hate and lies, because that's what it is, truly. So yes, Mr. Stanley Druckenmiller, he has his 2.9 billion. Well, here's the advice. Don't buy what they're selling, young people. They should be telling you how to, well, this is my take. I think young people should be told by these billionaires how to rape the American system and then hate it. Yeah? And how to become a part of the 1% like they are. That's what I would like Mr. Druckenmiller and Mr. Patterson, C. Patterson, to be teaching young college students. That's what your college crusade should be about. Here I am, I'm a billionaire, I'm going to teach you to be part of the 1%, and now I'm going to teach you how to rape the system just like I did. And all you 99%ers out there, you are buying their products. You're making them rich and they don't give a crap about you. They would like to eliminate you off the planet. And if you're in the Tea Party, they want to take their country back. I wonder who gave them this country. Who gave America to the Tea Party? You know, those are cold words, you know. I want to get my country back. From who? I didn't take your country. America is still here for everyone to come and enjoy. It's not as good as it used to be because the hate is just resurfacing like it did in the 50s and the 60s. But it hasn't gone anywhere. It's still here. But if you are as blessed as Senator Ted Cruz and you can invest $6 million and then get, $6,000 and then get $100,000, show me how you do that, Senator Cruz. I'd like to do that too. So, yeah, if I do less money, I'll get less, but I'll still get a lot more than I had. Just like you did, I gather. That's the email that's circulating now, you see, about Senator Ted Cruz. When he filled out all his information to be senator, he kind of forgot to write that in there, that he invested $6,000 and got $100,000 on his investment. How lucky is he? Where's my luck? Where's yours, 99%ers? Where is your luck? Where is your job? And immigrants, where is your immigration bill? Farmers, where is your farm bill? And everyone, where is the jobs bill and the gun control bill and all those things that are supposed to be happening in a country that's functioning instead of dysfunction? I bet you a lot of these guys, one of them truly said it the other day. He said, oh, we should get some respect here. Did he get any respect as a kid? Did he get any love as a kid? Maybe they just did not get any love. So as we pause for the cause, this is the Diana Wright Show Live. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment, but I'm reminding you to say the 3 little words that will make you better. I love me. Here's a shirt. You need to buy one and wear it. And by the way, just you need to know that you need to get a copy of Deadly Negligence. My story of how America's hospitals screw up, try to kill your kid, and you are left to hold in the bag to bring them back to life. True story. Nothing is made up in it. It's all there for you to read, digest, and see how the system of this country actually works. The medical part, the education part, and yes, the legal part. You'll see how it works. Because when that happens, they try to make you look like you're crazy. Because they don't want to pay. So as we take a break and come back in just a moment, I ask you to think. Put your thinking cap on. And don't forget 144 Congress members wanted to keep the government shut down and blow the global economy out of the water. 18 senators headed by Ted Cruz wanted to do that too. What do you do and what will you do when you go to the polls in 2014 and 2016? What will you do? Will you be an American who loves America and don't want to destroy the world? Or will you follow Ted Cruz and the Tea Party and the rest of the Republicans? We'll be back in just a moment. Hello everyone. I am just asking you from around the world and in the United States to partner with the Diana Wright Show, sponsor the Diana Wright Show, or advertise on the Diana Wright Show. To do so, please call 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Please sponsor, partner with us, and advertise with us to make the show a big hit, just like you do by liking us on Facebook and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Don't forget the number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Also, we invite you to invite me to be at your event as a speaker and to tell you about my new book, Deadly Negligence. And so we encourage you to partner with us right here on the Diana Wright Show. Advertise with us and sponsor the Diana Wright Show. 561-228-1921. Thank you so much. Alrighty, we are back. Indeed we are. And you know, I just want to take time again to thank the Sun Sentinel for this beautiful article that they wrote, that they published on Sunday about me and my book, Deadly Negligence. Just want to say thank you to them, because you know, it's not all of the local papers that will do something like that, and the local television station that's supposed to be lifting up their local residents that will do that. So thank to Nicole and the Sun Sentinel for doing that. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I hope that you all will go online and read the story. Sun Sentinel, just put Sun Sentinel in Diana Wright and you will see the story come up. And I hope and pray that you will indeed purchase a copy of my book and give it as a gift to someone. I promise you there's something in there for each individual to learn, to empathize with, to know, to educate you. And I just want to lift up MSNBC's Roberts, Thomas Roberts. Why he took on, you know, he is a real journalist. He took on Marsha Blackburn, who was talking about she loves Ted Cruz and how she this and she wanted to keep the government closed down. He just challenged her and challenged her until she looked like a fool. Oh yeah, she tried to make Thomas look like, you know, he was being aggressive about the whole thing. But these politicians, when they come on television, they never ever answer a question. And I'm blaming all of the journalists who are there who just don't pursue the question. They let them get away with it. You cannot allow these guys to get away with it. They need to answer the damn question that you're asking. And Anderson Cooper, who took on someone else on his program, who were telling him that he was, you know, talking for the Democrats. And I mean, Anderson Cooper just made him have it and told him that CNN does not want to be MSNBC, who deals with the liberals, and Fox News, who only talks about the Republicans. They want to be right there in the middle, pressing for answers from the politicians. So I am encouraging MSNBC to get more people like Thomas Roberts to deal with these guys and press them. Let them commit to something, because they're all a bunch of liars. And they lie. And they circle around the question. And they try to make the reporters look stupid. But they just don't answer the questions. You have a few who come on and are just plain. Like Orrin Hatch, who came on and said, yeah, the Heritage Foundation, we're all thinking that they're no good anymore. Because how can they want to keep the government shut down? Mr. Demit, you should demit yourself. So he left the government to go and run the Heritage Foundation, the same foundation that liked the mandate part of, the individual mandate part of the Obamacare that they hate now. I'm like, are these people confused or what? Or are they trying to make us look like we're fools? Well, I'm no fool, and my mother did not raise no fool. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your thinking caps on, put your brain on, and make sure when 2014 comes, you show the Tea Party and the Republican Party and Ted Cruz that despite their gerrymandering, they can still lose their seats. There's no such thing as a safe seat. What are we, in a communist country? It's only in communist countries that you're supposed to have safe seats. Or some dictator in Venezuela that is guaranteed to win because he gives away free gas and free housing? Is this what America is coming to? Seems that way. Third world countries are run better than what's going on in Congress right now. Aren't you all ashamed of what's going on right now in Washington? I am. And you should be too. And you should let them know at the ballot box that you are. So I was telling you all to stay home and not vote. But if you do go and vote, vote against them. Just the way they are fighting against you and all the people in the red states who vote Republican all the time. Why do you continue to vote against yourself? Because the guys you're sending to Washington are fighting against you. Destroying you. Keeping you unemployed and sleeping in your cars and not having anywhere to live. They're the ones doing it. Who do you think is doing it? Obama? No, he's not. Obama is trying to create jobs. He's trying to do this and that. But remember, Congress, not the president, makes the laws. Congress is there to pass the budget, not the president. Remember those things and let not Ted Cruz's of the world fool you. The time they spent on Obamacare, if they would just look at the things that are necessary, like jobs in America, what a better country we would have if the energy that Ted Cruz and Mike Lee and Marco Rubio and Rand Paul and Paul Ryan and all of those crazy Republican Tea Party people, if they took that energy and put it into making America better instead of fighting against President Obama, who is the black man they don't want in the White House, what a better country we would have. Many more people would be employed. The bridges will be fixing. The housing market will start to recover. Yes, it's going back down again. I never thought it was going up in the first place because all the rich people are buying the houses cash. So how do we call that a healthy housing market getting back on its feet? When houses are being sold for cash by rich people. And immigrants coming, not immigrants, they don't even live here. People, rich people coming from all over the world and buying up our real estate cash. And that's what you're calling a recovered housing market? Stop lying to us. We're not that dumb. Give us a little credit, please. Thank you. And yes, I'm going to take another break because this is my show and I can do what I want to do. How about that? Just like Amazon could have sold only books and now sells everything on the planet. We'll be back in a moment. Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter. And join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Okay, yes, we are back and we are here. This is the Diana Wright Show live. We thank you so much for joining us today. And this is another story that the Republicans, the Tea Partiers, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Rand Paul Ryan. These are the stories you need to pay attention to. Almost 6 million young people are neither in school or working, according to a study released yesterday. That's almost 15% of those aged 16 to 24 who have neither desk nor job, according to the Opportunity Nation Coalition, which wrote the report. Other studies have shown that idle young adults are missing out on a window to build skills they will need later in life or use the knowledge they acquired in college. Without those experiences, they are less likely to command higher salaries and more likely to be an economic drain on their communities. Just like I told my daughter about college. Yeah, you might think you don't want to go to college, but what you learn in college will be much more than you learn in high school. You'll meet a different type of person in college. You'll need to make new friends. You will expand your horizon. It's not about going to college to get a job. It's being independent-minded, being able to think on your feet, expanding your vocabulary. And yes, I don't want my child to be looking for a job. I want her to create her own job, so she then can employ some people. Yes. So 6 million young people who are out there just floating around because the Tea Partiers decide that they don't want to pay any attention to anything that the black president wants, like jobs. This is not a group that we can write off. No, we can't write them off. They just need a chance. Tea Party Republicans and Republicans, are you hearing this? They only need a chance. But they have to get the chance from somewhere. So if you are keeping the economy screwed every 3 months, how do you expect these young people to move forward? They just need a chance, and that was said by Mark Edwards. He's the executive director of the Coalition of Businesses, Advocacy Groups, Policy Experts, and non-profit organizations dedicated to increasing economic mobility. He said the tendency is to see them as lost souls and see them as unsavable. They are not unsavable. But changing the dynamic is not going to be easy. First, we have to get the Tea Partiers to try to be educated. We have to try to get the Tea Partiers to at least understand that the government does indeed play a role. The government indeed does things that you can't do, Ted Cruz, you can't do Mike Lee, you can't do Rand Paul, you can do Marco Rubio, you can't do Paul Ryan, you can't do, and all your other 143 other Congress people and all the others in the Senate. You can't do it by yourself. You need the government. Did you all even know what the government does when you were shutting it down? So the coalition finds that 49 states have seen an increase in the number of families living in poverty. Hello, Tea Partiers, are you listening? Do you live in any of these states? 45 states have seen household median incomes fall in the last year. The DOUR report underscores the challenges young adults face now and foretell challenges they are likely to face as they get older. Because if you're not going to college now because you can't afford to go to college, because the Republicans even want the loans that you paid back to be higher interest rates. And by the way, did you know that New Jersey Governor Christie has wasted how many millions of dollars in his state because he just didn't want to combine those elections? And he is not liking you to get an abortion either. So he's pro-life. He's anti-gun laws. He does not like gay people. Hello? Wake up. So all of us who are thinking Governor Christie is such a nice guy because he decided to work with President Obama. Oh, he worked with President Obama because it was in his interest to look good in the eyes of the New Jersey voters. But are you thinking about all the other issues? New Jersey has the highest unemployment number in that region. Oh yeah. So think about it when you're making a vote for governor in New Jersey in November. Because you might be shocked at what you're going to continue to get. Women's issues, Planned Parenthood is being killed by Governor Christie. Are you aware of those things? And that's the reason, when you vote, you don't just go and vote. You need to know who you're voting for and know the issues before you vote. So as I continue here, a young person's community is often closely tied to his or her success. The Opportunity Nation report tackled 16 factors: internet access, college graduation rates, income inequality, and public safety among them, and identified states that were doing well for its young people. Topping the list of supportive states are Vermont, Minnesota, and North Dakota. At the bottom is Nevada, Mississippi, and New Mexico. Just to let you know what's going on around the country. I'm going to tackle this story tomorrow. Desperate for breast milk? So I want to ask you something. Would you give your child, your newborn, breast milk from someone else? Well, that's something that's raging on the internet. But it's not such a good idea after all, and I would never have thought that was a good idea. Why on earth would I want to give my child someone else's breast milk coming from someone else's breast? Are you mad, people? So we're going to go in detail about that story tomorrow. But before we take our final break, I'm going to tease it up when I come back. Yes, I will. Because I cannot imagine that people are willing to give their newborn someone else's breast milk. That just even sounds nasty to me. We'll be back in just a moment. Huh? Woo! Hello, everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. But there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one, in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state, and then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses? This is my true story, Deadly Negligence, the book, available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today to get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let them know this is worth a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today. All right, we are back and we are in the final moments of the show, and I just want to, desperate for breast milk. Some new mothers who can't nurse their babies are turning to online sources. How the hell do you buy breast milk from someone online you don't even know? Typically, strangers with ample supplies are willing to oblige, yeah. But a new study finds that human milk bought and sold on the internet may be contaminated and dangerous. Did anyone need to tell you that? How do you give your child that you love that came out of your belly or your vajayjay, either way, because sometimes it's a C-section and it comes out of your belly, and sometimes it comes naturally and comes out of your vajayjay. And you're going to give that child someone else's breast milk? That's insanity in no uncertain terms. So I'm going to give you the entire detail of that story tomorrow. And also, President Obama, when he spoke yesterday in the Rose Garden, I am just so proud of him. He came out not talking about he's going to apologize for anything. He just want to state that he was mad as hell and wasn't going to take it anymore. But I am wondering, who's he going to fire? Somebody's got to get fired for this, because he is the computer age president. So anything he does online should have been impeccable. Yeah, we expected it to crash, because if you have a website that too many people are going to, it will crash. But we don't expect it to be rolling out and not doing what it's supposed to do. And then if you give out the 800 number, I expect to have like tons of people answering, so I don't get a busy signal. I know that. Why don't they? And they're getting all that money? Okay, so we're going to look at the whole Obamacare fiasco rollout tomorrow. Maybe by tomorrow someone will be fired. I don't know. But I like the fact that the president scolded the Republicans for being out there, and all they're doing is talking about bad things about Obamacare. And as he stated, Obamacare is not about a website. It's about a law that allows people to get insurance if they cannot get it anymore or anywhere for cheap. And for people with pre-existing conditions who could not get insurance, they can now get it. And the insurance companies cannot come and tell you, you have spent 45 days in the bed, now get out. We're no longer covering you. And if you're not poor enough to get Medicaid, you're in big trouble. So we'll tackle those things tomorrow. As I thank you so much for joining me today. And please go out. You don't have to go out. Just go on your computer. Go to my website, www.dianawrightTV.webs.com, and purchase my book, Deadly Negligence, or the t-shirt for the I Love Me Getting Ready Day come April 30th, 2014. And watch the shows that you missed, because you might just be uplifted. You might just get something to give you that kick to get out of that depressed state that you're in, and love yourself and say to yourself, I can, I always can. So if you love something, set it free. If you lost a man, set him free. If he come back, it's yours. If he doesn't, it was never yours. If you lose a house, same thing. So say the magic words and love God too. I love me and I love God. Have a blessed day, and I see you tomorrow, same time, same place, when we have Dax Dunn as our special guest, unless something comes up business-wise. We'll be having Wellness Wednesday tomorrow. Ciao.